What's up, AfterBuzzers? We are back with 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After. Tell All Part 1 was even bigger than we dreamed it could be. Plus, we've got the latest and greatest with news and gossip. And we did a special situation with some of our favorite cast members. We'll talk about that tonight and so much more. Show starts now.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz.
Just gotta hit that high note.
Okay. Leaving that for you, Stacey.
I get it. You guys cannot beat it. I'm not the only one singing.
I'll sing with you.
Come on.
Okay,
ready?
go.
Linda.
5, 6, 7, 8.
It's
Okay,
it's all good. But we know how it goes. Real love.
Right?
Yeah, that's right.
They needed some real love.
I mean, what better song could there be for a 90 Day Fiancé?
None.
Perfect
Nothing.
ending to a season.
Yes.
Some are looking for real love. Some are over the love they have. Who knows?
Right. All over the place. Some of them aren't real. Right.
Yes. Well, there's always so much to talk about. I'm happy to be here. I am Keith Andre in the building.
Linda Antwi also in the building.
Alex Bowers here.
Hey guys, I'm Stacey Olives.
Okay. I mean, what did you guys think? Real quick, tell all part 1.
Damn.
Yeah, it was great. And a lot of awkward pauses that really added to the show. It made it really funny.
There was so much tension. I was feeling tense watching them.
Yeah.
So many different emotions. But I love, just to say this, is like the production value of it. The producing was amazing because I've never seen this in like a tell-all type show where the producers are like, you know, back in the dressing rooms while Pal is getting ready, getting her hair done, while they're eating lunch.
Yeah.
Like, we saw the realness of it.
Yeah.
That was really
Everything.
cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like, even the cameramen were being recorded when we saw the whole thing with Anfisa flicking Powell off.
Yeah.
We saw the producer saying,
And when they actually started fighting, so when pointing to Powell, when Powell was like trying to get George's attention, that was all the producers like, hey, get him to sit up. 'Cause
Right.
He's slouching.
right.
Do you think that was set up?
No.
Yeah,
Well, we got to see the best of reality TV, so we'll definitely go ahead and get started. You
Yes.
know, each week we do a couples breakdown, so we'll do that a little bit different this week just because it was a tell-all, and we really got to see everybody's reactions to certain big themes. So we'll go through the themes. Of course, we'll get that news and gossip, and then we do want to talk about some of our behind-the-scenes tidbits of meeting those couples. We had Molly, Powell, and Russ on. Special
They
segment.
were great.
in person.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
They were in the building. You'll be able to find that on our YouTube channel, of course.
And let me add, they look just as good in person as they do on camera.
Well,
If
we'll
not
talk
better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll
if
talk
not better.
about that. We want to let them know exactly how we felt about what they look like,
Yes.
how they presented themselves, what they had to say. But for starters, let's just jump into Tell All Part 1. I thought it was so not nerve-wracking, but I felt, the anxiety, everybody just coming back and feeling like uncomfortable or not knowing what to expect. All the couples were going through those big moments.
And you guys know me, I'm really into the body language.
Yeah.
And that
Yes.
body language in the very beginning really set the tone for the show, I
It
thought.
did. Yeah.
Some people were closed arms. Some
Yeah.
people were already pissed.
Yeah.
And you could tell, too, a lot of them were scared
Yeah.
to open up. And they were like, they were scared of what they were going to be asked.
Yeah.
Because they know they were going to hit the hard-hitting questions.
Yeah.
Because they've already gotten over some of the situations that have happened, and they didn't want to like bring up the past. But I mean, that's what it's about.
It is about. We got to see a bunch of the past. They always, of course, keep us right or catch us right up to speed. From the very jump, though, one thing that I wasn't really expecting was this whole talk of the beef with Anfisa and Powell. I mean, I think because it was beforehand where Powell was going to try to make amends and apologize, and Anfisa just was not even interested in listening to anything that she had to say. I don't know. I kind of felt myself a little bit disappointed in Anfisa's behavior
Definitely.
overall.
And
Yeah.
I think it was kind of related to her age. I mean, she is, 22?
Yeah,
I
22,
mean,
23,
she's
yeah.
not, I don't know, do we expect her to be like the bigger person too?
Yeah.
But the way she does talk during the show, like she's mature and like all this stuff. I don't know. I think it was a lot of beef between her and George that are affecting like her outside and how she relates to others.
Yeah.
But as an adult, you should be able to get over some things and allow someone to open up to you and apologize.
Yeah, and I also think, too, that not just an age thing, sometimes it's a girl thing. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes it's a girl thing, and I think that if you are a little bit more open-minded, then she would have allowed that interaction with Paul and the apology. But she was just like,
Do you think it was a competitiveness too? Because they're both
course
these
it is.
like
Sure.
hotties,
Of course.
you know,
Definitely.
Of course it
doing
is.
their workout stuff.
Yeah, it
looking
adds a bit
good.
of drama to pit them against one another. You know, everyone, there has to be a star. So you get to kind of see those interchanges, but I really appreciate in our interview with Pau, you know, the things that she had to say in response to that type of behavior. So.
And she was being the bigger person in this. She was going to apologize.
Yeah.
Like, that's all she can do. What else can you do in that circumstance?
So we got to see that, and then things kind of went left there. From there was a bit of the sex talk, if I could say that.
That was
Yes.
hilarious.
That was really
so
funny.
awkward.
Oh my God.
Can I just talk about Nicole? Nicole's like, we had sex.
Right.
Like, she was like, had to let
So
everyone
eager.
know, okay, Nicole, calm down.
Azen felt so awkward in
Right.
that moment.
You know, and seeing that moment, I kind of felt a little different about the couple. I feel like maybe there is like some sort of love connection between the two because while he was talking about, he was like blushing a little bit, like a little embarrassed. Well,
He was
maybe
blushing.
there's, I feel like he was actually maybe loves her. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe he was just put on the spot.
Yeah,
Right.
And also his
Like, he,
cultural
like-
background, you don't really probably talk about that
Right.
stuff.
Before marriage. And
Yeah.
that was his whole thing because I think that as watching, they wouldn't even hug. And he would always get mad at her, like, calm down, calm down. So for her to blurt it out, it is embarrassing for him.
Yeah, and that cultural difference too, you know, just to be telling all my business
Yep.
in that capacity. It was nice to know, I guess, that they are having these experiences. They're still, we see them trying to make it down the aisle.
They've been
Yes.
having these sexual experiences, though. It's from what we heard.
Really? Molly?
Yeah.
I mean,
Because they were saying he used
Nicole?
to initiate it. So they were like going back to like the past. And then
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't-
Yeah, I don't know if
I
I buy
think
it.
so.
Me neither. Me neither.
But, you
But
know.
Annie was pretty open about her experience.
Yeah.
She had everyone cracking up on the couch.
Annie is
Oh,
She
hilarious.
is, yes.
She's become a bit of a firecracker for
Yeah.
sure. You know,
Yeah,
at this
she
point,
is.
she doesn't mind telling anything.
there ain't no filter.
Nope.
Which kind of goes with a little bit of what we were saying in our first hour, but we'll talk about that later. It
Okay.
just came to me. It
Okay.
just came to me.
Well, hold
Yeah.
that thought. Don't forget it. So another area where we got to see a lot of the cast members give their opinion was the talk around like the baby mama drama with Anfisa and George and trying to decide, is he the father? Is he not? It's been 10 years. We know he still hasn't taken a test. So they confirm he still doesn't know if the baby is his. But things got really interesting when the women got to respond, particularly Pau and Molly, because Anfisa's still on this kick of, if this baby is yours, then I am leaving you.
Yeah, she doesn't want to be a stepmom. First of all, I don't understand why there's drama because just take the paternity test. Like, what are you telling me? You forgot about it or you just didn't get back to it? Dude, you might be someone's father. Step up and be a man and figure it out so that it's not just about you, it's about the kid too.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think he's nervous.
Because he knows it's his.
But he's
Yes.
lying, like
Yeah.
right and straight in front of us. Like he's lying to us.
I'm so sick of him lying though. Like, because that's all he does.
Over and over again.
Over and over again. So this is not a drama. Either take the paternity test, find out, and move on. I think the drama part comes in with, wow, so you don't want to be a stepmom? Like, you say you'll leave him, divorce him for something he did 10 years ago? So what
Yeah.
kind of love is that? Like, what is that?
Exactly.
And then I thought in the tell-all, it was important to remember what Molly said. Well, that's my situation. I have 2 kids, so, like, what are you saying?
And she had nothing to say.
She
at
did.
all.
I mean, she still wanted to combat it because it got a little uncomfortable when Molly said, I don't know if she asked Molly, but when Molly's response was just like, yeah, at 20 something years old, I had a baby.
Right.
Life
22,
goes
yeah.
on. It's not the end of the world. So we got to see her a bit more naive or immature than she normally is, but she just has no sense of like empathy towards that situation at all. I get it. George is the worst of the worst, but still there's another life involved who has no say-so in this.
Right.
Do you think maybe it's like the final straw because she's so fed up? Like that would be the final reason to just like leave?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's her get out.
Like
Yeah.
her get
Escape
out way.
plan, yeah.
Maybe it's not really, I mean, which is not very smart to do this for the cameras because it does portray you in a bad light.
Yeah.
But maybe she's like, well, if this is the reason, then I'm finally out. Because
Yeah.
there's so many other things this guy has done to me.
Yeah.
I'm fed up.
Yeah.
But
It's a weird place to draw your line.
exactly.
She has,
Yeah.
she has
It
no
is.
empathy for the kid, no empathy for anyone on the show, really, at all. Like,
Yeah.
there's just nothing. You
It
don't
looks
really
that
get
way.
much from Anfisa.
Yeah. I feel bad for her because she hooked up with the wrong guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, for whatever it is that she wanted, and you can't fault her on that. If you wanted to have a sugar daddy or whatever, that's on you. But now that you're in it, it's like, wow, you hooked up with the wrong guy. He's a liar. He's not honest with anything. He could be possibly a father, and he doesn't own up to his responsibilities.
And I'm surprised she hasn't said, you need to take the test, like, now. Yeah, if she's trying to get out so bad, which we all kind of figure she is, then you would think she'd have the test right there or take him to wherever he needs to go to take it. But the fact that they're on this couch and they still haven't taken this test.
I think she's scared and he's scared.
Numbers.
Exactly.
They both don't want to be alone.
You want to know what I thought was going to happen? What? I thought that Sean was going to say, let's do the paternity test right here, right now.
Maybe we'll get that next week.
I thought that's why the producers were like trying to get his attention or something. So, I mean, I don't know. But I do think that neither one of them wants to really know because of what it could do to their situation.
Yep. Right. And it could mess up their check, their 90-day check.
Yeah, I know. Speaking of like couples, I think that they're me personally, I think they're one of the couples that they're staying together to, keep this fame.
Yeah.
Stay on the show.
They
stay
become
relevant.
accustomed to a certain lifestyle, a certain amount of recognition, and that's something that they're willing to play to.
Because they're OGs on the show now.
So I'm wondering though, when you throw that in, if George goes to jail, how that's going to all play out then.
Like you said, 90 Day from Jail.
I
did say that last week.
New spin-off.
That's so funny.
I think Anfisa's such a strong person, and like her presence on the show will be felt. If it's not there, it'll be missed. So I think no matter what, it's gonna be, they're gonna keep her on the show. Maybe like finding a new love interest or just seeing what she's doing. But I feel like they're not gonna give up on Anfisa.
Yeah.
Just because everyone
too invested. Yeah, we're too invested.
Yeah, there's no turning away from it. I mean, I am left feeling, I don't know, hopefully we'll see more in Tell All Part 2, so I'll hold off maybe on some predictions there. But we'll see with the Anfisa. Moving on, another big segment was around Azen and Nicole and just his bad habits. Particularly with Linda's approach, I was really looking at the body language, not just from Nicole and Azen, but how everyone else responded or reacted to his answers about his experience and like going to see other girls and being even denied. So I was just like, wow. All the other immigrants are like, that's not how it works.
Yeah, everyone was calling BS with everything they said, especially with him talking about how easy, like, he talked about coming over here and getting a job like it would be nothing. But, I mean, if that was the case, David would have a job right now.
Yeah.
You know what I thought was interesting, too, is that he didn't really answer any of the questions. And the way he answered made no sense. And I felt like all of them just basically want to be like, you're lying. You are a liar and you're lying. The things that you're saying are not true. And so it was interesting to see that Nicole kind of didn't, it felt to me like listening to Azen talk, she wasn't even really listening to what he was saying. Because those answers he was giving were like roundabout answers meaning nothing.
Yeah.
And I thought that was important. Like, why are you not listening to what this guy's saying? And look at the reaction of all the other couples.
Right. And she was answering some of the questions for him.
Yeah.
Did you catch that?
Yeah, and I think she's just blind in love. Like we always say, like she wants this, she's gonna have it, and she'll just like, I don't want to hear the real life stuff. Yeah.
At this point, she's completely disregarding the real life stuff because she's hopefully getting to her happiness. She's still with Azen. They're in the same space. They're having sex. Like, who cares what you guys want to talk about?
Right. But when he talked about how with his interview, how they brought up his ex-girlfriend, and then Powell said, well, like, why would they ever bring up an ex-girlfriend, like, unless it was like, were you engaged to her? And he was like, no, I wasn't. I've never left Morocco. And I was like, wait a minute, you just said 2 seconds ago that you spent, is it something
with a B.
I cannot even pronounce it.
But it's wherever you were, you spent 2 months there. Belarus. You said that?
Yeah.
You spent 2 months there. So what are you talking about? You never left Morocco.
Right.
Like, wait, what?
And they asked, like, was this a tourist visa? And then Russ, under his breath, is like, that's not even a tourist like country. Like,
and I think the other couples, the frustration just comes because of how they're portrayed probably and from the public, trying to come over here, trying to get, citizenship. And so they're like people like Azen, they feel like are making them look bad too, because it's like he's creating this like, I don't know, I've been here, I've been doing this to other women. So then it kind of like relates to them where they're like, oh, well, people are going to think I'm like that too. So I think that's really why a lot of them are upset. of him.
Yeah.
That
During that
and you just you don't make sense. Like don't insult my intelligence. We've all been through the process. So what you're saying is not true and just makes you look bad.
Yeah, just own up to it. We'll see. I mean, we know that we still have part 2 of the tell-all, and then we have the special hour with Nicole and Azen to see kind of what happens there. So who knows? We did, of course, see all the couples. Another story that I think was spotlighted was the whole David and Annie kind of situation with more so with his daughter Ashley and the daddy issues that started to come up, and then Annie's response to like their living situation. So we got to see a few opinions around that as well. What did you guys think of those interchanges?
So awkward.
Awkward, but you know what? It seemed really real. So what I thought was interesting was first the setup, right? So this is the first time they're seeing a lot of the stuff that was said. So Annie went in on Ashley, and that's after they've spent time together, and they're trying to develop like a friendship and a bond. And then you could see Ashley's face, like she was like about to go off because she hadn't seen that footage, right? But then what I thought was really real was afterwards where they were all crying and they all want more for this family. And in my opinion, I feel bad because David needs to step up, and he needs to step up and mend all the hurt, because that's all I saw was your wife is hurt, your kids are hurt, and you're not doing anything about it. Do you know what I mean? You're not making it better for any of them.
Of hearing or having to say David needs to step up. That's something that we have to say all the time. And even seeing him, every time that he would have an opinion, on one hand, I'm like, who's going to listen to you? You know, like, you're not doing anything that you should be doing. So it is hard to take what you say seriously. But I do think that that was a beautiful moment for their family, just for all of them to say like, oh, I know he loves you. Oh, I know he loves you. He loves his children. And just to be tearful because they have this want in common for better and for a good relationship. So hopefully that's something that they can really develop.
And just seeing, like, the hurt that Ashley's experiencing from, like she said, abandonment. Like, she's attacking Annie, of course, sometimes, you know. It's because the root of the cause is the abandonment from David. So if it wasn't Annie, if it was another wife, she probably would be doing the same thing, you know. And the jealousy of him spending time with Annie because she's, like, near the same age as her. So it's like, you're spending time with this 20-something-year-old, and what about us?
You know, my question, though, is love going to be enough for this family? Is it going to be enough?
Messing around with David, probably not.
I mean, let's just look at the history of things. So you've abandoned your kids for many, many years, and they're hurt by it, and they're adults. That hasn't been mended, even though you've been back in Kentucky for how long? And then you love your wife, but you haven't been able to provide for her since, again, you're back in Kentucky. So I'm just wondering, like, is love going to pay your bills and mend your relationships?
True.
And all he says is, I'll work on it. But, like, he never works on anything.
But this is how David's gone through life.
I know.
This is how he's gone through life. You can see he's done it. And what did you guys think also about him, you know, chiming in on other couples? And
I was like, take your own advice.
Couples.
Take your own advice. And analyze your situation like you're analyzing everyone else's.
You know what's crazy, though? He gave good advice.
He really did.
That was crazy. Like, okay, David, I see you, but, like, what's going on with your life?
That's very true.
Right, and let's focus on that. A lot of times it's easier to give advice. You know, they say people who can't do things teach them. I don't know if you've ever heard that, but so I don't know.
What is and then the Molly and Louise thing with David talking to Louise and Danny chiming in, that was really weird too.
Yeah, and you could tell that Molly was genuinely surprised that Louise was friends with not only Pedro but David as well. Like,
that was so weird.
And David kept trying to call him.
Let me call him.
Yeah. And Molly was just like, this is like.
But you saw in the preview though that he does get through for a part 2. So
does he? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
He sure does.
Yeah,
Because I know from the first part it went to voicemail.
No,
so
I'm talking about the preview.
No, I know. I'm
Yeah.
setting the scene as far as the first part. We saw it go to voicemail, and so you're just stuck in limbo. Like, is Louise going to have any impact on this tell-all? Because I do think it is important that we hear something from him as far as his story is concerned, just in fairness. So I was really taken aback by the fact that I was going to say the Three Stooges, but the fact that they're all like on the phone and texting.
Right.
What in the world?
Birds of a feather flock together, guys.
I think Pedro said something like, I don't believe that guy or something like that. I don't know if he meant like, I just can't deal with him, like he's crazy, talking about Luis. Or
Right.
if he was just like, if he meant I don't believe what Luis was telling me. It was two different ways to take that, and I wasn't sure how to take it, so I couldn't really say how Pedro felt. Because he wasn't really open about how he felt. He just said, I never heard any of this information when Molly was talking about everything that happened and when they saw the footage firsthand. So it's interesting to see. Well, I would love to know whose side or who he believes, who Pedro actually believes.
Yeah, I think he's reserving it just based off of he's kind of his Dominican brother, because watching it, I felt that he wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt, but he still is like, you know, I don't know. I'm trying to stay out of it, but I have talked to him.
And like, the couples only see what we see. You know, the other couples. Like we
Yeah.
learned that today. So.
Who knows? Another interesting thing, we kind of just to jump back into the Anfisa Powell beef. So we know this has been something that has been boiling over, but to see their interchanges on stage on the tell-all, I'm like, what?
And Fisa hopped up so quick.
Okay.
It was a lot.
Now there's gonna be a fight. Like, what's going on here?
But you can tell that that's her personality, because think about all the times she's like tried to attack her man George, right? And
Yeah,
like
physical.
throwing the makeup bag and like just getting physical. So that's
True.
her personality. I was just surprised that she would have the gall to, you know, almost jump across the stage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She didn't mind.
But it didn't seem like Powell was scared.
Not
It
at
was just
all.
like, do it.
Yeah.
Honestly, at this point, whatever. Go
And
for
I
it.
could understand it. I will say, and before we get into that tidbit about our experience with them, but having watched the tell-all and seeing all the things that Powell was saying, I was a little taken aback. But then she provided a bit of context around it as well. Just the way that George set that atmosphere up for her, and not only her, but the other couples to have that type of response or opinion on Anfisa. So I'm like, okay, she wants to single Powell's response out, but get over it.
And you know what? George is manipulating, as we've seen on the show. Like, time after time, he manipulates people. So he's probably telling everyone, woe is me, feel bad for me, playing victim. And then Powell probably felt bad. I mean, what we experienced today, we can tell she probably did feel bad for him. So she said things that were from
That
her
comforted
heart.
him.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
comfort him. Yeah, because she felt empathetic towards him. So I think George had a lot to do with this. Again.
so much to do with everything.
Always does. And I think about how his family treats Anfisa, right? It's all because of all the things that he said, he said. So it's the same thing with his co-hosts or his co-stars on the show. You keep bad talking, they're going to support you because they're trying to be supportive and not like that person. And then you flip it and be like, oh no, she's great.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like what?
All of a sudden.
But we also saw him in a different light this season.
Yeah, lying like.
So it made Anfisa look a lot better.
yeah, I mean.
Oh,
you look-
yeah.
You
And
look
ju-
better against any liar any day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just seeing from I think it's like the upcoming tell-all of him like charging. I don't know if that was Powell or gonna charge. I mean, seeing that and that side of him was kind of crazy.
that
The guy is
defended
not
my wife
healthy.
thing.
Just all of a sudden, though.
Yeah, but he's only doing it because she's always said, you don't defend me against your family. You don't defend me. You don't
But
defend
you're gonna
me.
go against a girl. Well, didn't he go up to like Powell?
I think it was more
Russ,
Russ at that
but-
point.
Yeah.
At least Anfisa jumped up and went towards Powell. Like, not that she should have at all, but like, if you're gonna take up for her, you're just standing. He literally just stood up. From what we could see right then, it's just like, don't talk about my wife, and then just stood right up. Like, okay, like we're not buying it.
Yeah.
we're
Yeah,
not
I think
buying
just
it,
the
George.
couple's drama with them too is just spilling over
Yeah.
into
Exactly.
everyone else,
Yeah.
and the unhappiness
like
is just
toxic.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
bringing everyone down.
Yeah.
Yes.
Agreed. Agreed. Well, before we move on, were there any like standout moments for you guys for the tell-all?
Gosh, there was so much.
It was interesting to see how. I'm sorry to cut you off, Linda. It was interesting to see how Chantel felt about the whole situation with Powell and Fisa. How she was like more leaning towards Anfisa's side because she just felt like Powell was like tearing her down. I wonder if there's a friendship there. I don't see Anfisa friends with anyone on the show
On the
really.
show, yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out, does she kind of have a relationship with Chantel? I don't know.
Looks like it a little bit, but not really.
Yeah.
It did. I mean, I don't think she does really. I mean, when they went for lunch, at least we saw that she wanted to be separate and apart. Right, and we learned some things
Right.
again, also in our little interview. So I don't think so.
And it was interesting to see Pedro and Chantel and their little like bickering when the cameras. I mean, the cameras stopped. I mean, they were still rolling, but when they went to commercial
I'm
break.
looking forward to seeing a lot more of them on part 2 because we didn't see a lot from them, a lot of their experience. So I know that that's going to be so explosive of what we have to look forward to. But, you know, there's no telling what can happen. There's so much going on here. I do want to get ready just to kind of talk a little bit about our experience interviewing them, some of the behind the scenes tea that we have for you guys. There's so much that's going to be on our channel in particular. Like I said, we have the tell all here, and then you'll also get to see an interview with Molly, Russ, and Powell. So AfterBuzz is always committed to doing all these amazing things.
Yes, they are. And hey, AfterBuzzers, our network produces after shows for nearly all your favorite TV shows, from dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and more. There is no network that works harder to serve television fans. But we need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. By subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that's tailor-made for you, and it'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow. And if you're worried about those pesky notifications, because those things can get so annoying, don't be, because they're optional. So hit that subscribe button now for this channel and check out our other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. Let us know you did so in the comments, and we'll thank you on air. So you guys get a shout out.
And we're really good about giving those shout outs.
Yes, so we love you guys. The fans make this. From now, thanks for being the best fans and for helping us be the ESPN of TV talk.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes. And as we say, the 90-day fiancé, finish it.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Our fans run deep.
You guys are awesome. Every time after these shows, we're like running to the comments to read what you guys have to say, because we love hearing your opinions.
It's the best thing ever.
And also the fans on iTunes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
those
you guys,
5 stars.
Yes, give us those 5 stars on iTunes, so we can keep this going.
Yes.
Yeah.
So speaking of the fans, because we do a special segment each week, instead of our what do you think, we have a special segment because we keep talking about this interview that we had, our one-on-one with Powell, Russ, and Molly. So we do want to give some of that behind the scenes experience. We all got to meet them. You know, you're faced with what you see of somebody on television, and then how do you respond to who they are when you meet them? So who wants to start just about...
Can I just say one thing
Yes.
that geeked me out even before we did the interview? Paul said that they watch our after show. They all watch our after show. And I was just like, that is so crazy good. You know what I mean? I totally geeked out on that. She's like, yeah, we watch it.
I know. I was so shook by that because I was kind of going through a breakdown in how we would do things. She's like, oh, we watch. And I'm like, excuse me?
Right.
Now I'm so embarrassed.
Yeah, they even came in, they were like, it looks so different than what we think. I'm like, oh my gosh.
It's so
But it was so good. So I think, you know, each of them was super warm. I mean, they all dressed really well. They look good.
They look great.
They look good. I mean, I know you guys are so used to seeing them all on social media and posting, but no, they look good in person. They dress nice. Russ has a haircut. He like everybody's put together. They're so kind. I was like, oh my God, Molly, I love you. Oh my God, Russ, I love you. Like, you know?
And they all have good hearts, and just seeing how real they are. And that's why I noticed TLC chooses really good people, like cast members, you know, and they were real. Like,
they're people first.
So down to earth. Yes, so down to earth. And so, and just seeing the love between Powell and Russ, that was legit. You could see it.
And, you know, my impression, too, it was like, it's all through TLC, because even the publicist went to like, shake her hand. She's like, oh, no, I'm a hugger. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's love throughout, which is so cool, because we're all having that same human experience. I thought that was cool. And then I also thought, first impression-wise, like, Molly is gorgeous.
Yes.
And
she's so beautiful.
And she's a boss.
Yeah, and a boss and a mom, and all of those things. But she was, like, literally glowing. Like, I'm looking at her, and I was like, wow, she's literally glowing.
Yes.
And you could just see the happiness. So, you know, going through whatever she's gone through, she's like strong. Because, you know, we talked about her spiritually healing and all of that. And she looked amazing.
She looked great. They all were so honest. I mean, she was glowing. Paul was glowing. We'll tell you why in a little bit when we get to news and gossip. But they were all so open. And I talk a lot about TLC, like that human quality that kind of runs through, and just being able to speak with them. They were still candid. They are, you know, regular people who are living their lives in front of the rest of the world. And these three in particular, you get to just see them do it honestly. There's no fishing for a storyline. So you guys will see, we got to kind of ask, you know, we always gonna get the dirt.
Yes.
Yes.
So we asked some of those questions. We talked about other couples. I mean, it was great.
It was
great.
exclusive.
Yes.
It was definitely exclusive. We asked a lot of questions. You'll have to watch because they gave us some things that they haven't given anyone else
pretty
yet.
much answered everything. I mean, there were some questions where they were a bit stunned.
There was
Probably like 2 or 3.
And-
there were a couple I
Yeah.
asked where they're like,
Yeah.
Next
Can't
question.
say. But other than
question.
that,
I was like, darn it.
other than that, they were pretty open about everything.
Open and
Yeah.
It was
honest.
just open book. They were great.
Yeah.
I felt like a family too afterward. Didn't you? It was a
Yeah.
little bit weird because we've been following them for so long now. And from, 90-day happily ever after, before the 90 days, all the 90 days that we are into because we're super fans, to have them in real life and then sit down and talk with them, I don't know, I feel like we're like bonded.
And I think it's
agree.
not just one-sided, we don't feel like we're family just because we've seen them on TV for so long. I think it's also because they've seen us.
Yeah.
So it's just like, they know who everyone is, It's just
Absolutely.
like
That's it. You
home.
get-
It's just,
yeah.
And it was such a different experience. I mean, at AfterBuzz, we pride ourselves on so many things for so many platforms and different shows. I know that personally I've been a part on that are just mind-blowing. But here's a situation that's different. I've done like drama shows, scripted shows, and we have guests, but it was such a completely different feeling having a quote-unquote reality star in a good way. I wasn't expected to be like so kind of in awe of
Yeah,
them.
because they're so relatable. Like
Yeah.
you could feel like, oh, they're like a good person. Like I feel like all 3 of them have good hearts.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. And they all want the same thing everyone wants.
they
Love.
Love and
We all
happiness.
want relationships and
Yeah.
love.
And they
So-
kept it real. All their answers was
Yeah.
just straight up like, okay, this is how I feel about this.
Yep.
Yeah, it was super amazing. So you guys be sure to check that out. You can
Yes.
search the channel and you'll get a 2-for-1 this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so be sure to check it out. Let us know what you think of that interview. Make sure you leave your comments or hit us up on Twitter because we can have a further conversation when we come back next week to talk about all that's going to occur there.
Yes.
This is a perfect time, I think, to go ahead and jump into news and gossip
Let's do
this
it.
week.
News and gossip. Where are we starting? Because there are always so much news and gossip.
Yeah, so let's start at the beginning. We've got Powell and Russ.
Okay, so guys, this is just like an inside kind of behind the scenes. So those shoes stood out to me so much, and Powell put twinsies because both her and Russ were wearing them, and she was actually wearing them today.
Yeah.
So I got
They
to
look so
see them
good.
in real life, and I was like, your shoes are bomb.
They're amazing. For those listening, they're like studded Louboutins,
Yeah.
I think, navy blue. Like, she's beautiful.
Rocking them.
And she's gorgeous,
Yeah.
too. Let's say she is gorgeous. She debuted some new hair.
Yes.
We got to see her with the black
Yeah.
hair, but she looks amazing. She looks so amazing.
And speaking of why she debuted new hair, which you guys are going to have to definitely watch our interview, so she'll tell you why. But there's a baby on board. So Paul and Russ posted on Instagram earlier today that they are expecting. They gave us a little bit of an inside scoop on what each of them wants.
Yes.
So again, check
Check it
our
out.
interview
And
out.
they, she told us how she told him,
Yeah.
which was pretty funny as well.
Yeah. So really, really exciting news. We're really, really happy for them.
We got to get so much exclusive about Juan, about their families,
Yes.
all the deets, what's going to happen next for them.
Yeah. And then so Paul, she posted and the rest posted as well. And I just thought it was a super cute, like healthy lifestyle. We're thrilled to announce that we have a little one on the way, so much to prepare for, and the cravings have started for the both of us. I cannot express the amount of joy I have in my heart for our baby and relationship.
She was so
So
happy.
cute.
She's so
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah, I'm so happy for them.
That's
they
real love.
deserve it.
That is real love.
They
Seeing
definitely
it in
deserve
person.
it.
And we
My
didn't see
favorite
it coming.
couple.
We didn't see. We weren't too sure who was going to get pregnant first, or if anyone was going to even have kids. But it's really good to see that she got pregnant.
I'm just
Yeah.
glad they are.
Yeah.
Me too.
Next up, Anfisa and George.
Well, we don't know if they have kids yet or what, but Anfisa and George. So George actually pled guilty to marijuana charges. So we don't know where that's going right now. Anfisa and George, I mean, they're not really opening up too much about that. He has been in trouble in the past with something similar. So that's something nobody knows right
Yeah.
now. I mean, we don't know if he's going to go to jail. He might face up to 12 years in prison.
Thanks.
And that's
We'll
the
definitely
scariest. And what's
stay
going to
tuned.
happen with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
We'll stay
that's some
tuned to
drama for
that.
them. And that's them working out together.
Of
Hopefully,
course.
hopefully the couple,
we
hopefully
wish-
get that paternity test soon, actually.
I mean, can we just get that out of the way
Can
first
we
and foremost?
Yeah.
They always have these cutesy pictures that you see kind of rolled through, and that's nice. But I think it's time that we get more from Anfisa and George.
I think we need to
Both
bring
of
them in here
They need
to get
keep
to know
it,
who they really are, too.
They need to keep it real. And then, like you said, he did plead guilty. So there's an image of the plea agreement that we got from 90 Day Fiancé T on Instagram. They always have good tidbits for us as well, so you can always look that over.
See, it's a felony plea agreement. That's huge.
Yeah, that's
You're
a
going to
big
go to
deal.
jail,
Going to
probably.
jail for felony.
Felony is nothing to play with.
So maybe that, too, had a part in how they were acting at the towel.
Stress, yeah.
Stress.
That could totally
I mean,
be-
that
could totally
make
be
anyone
it.
piss off.
Chantel posted this on her Instagram, and I want you to look at this differently. Does she not look like a Braxton sister all of a sudden?
She
does.
Like, and I've never seen
Right.
it before, but I was like, wait, what's happening? What
does.
changed about you?
Did she get like some Botox?
I don't know,
maybe?
but I don't know.
She's
But
beautiful.
She's
Something.
beautiful.
She's really
but I'm
glowing
just
here,
saying,
too.
pardon?
She's really glowing.
She is
here.
really glowing, and she's promoting some fitness tea
course.
on her Instagram.
Making that money.
Okay.
Yeah, right? So basically saying that she's busy in nursing school and reality TV, so she doesn't have a lot of time to work out, and this tea helps her.
Yes, and she got some love from Anfisa, so they do have a sort of a friendship. You know, in the comments, Anfisa's like so gorgeous.
So gorgeous.
So
Yeah.
who knows?
They had her back too during the tell-all. Pedro and Fisa.
Yeah, for sure.
Or Pedro and Chantel, sorry. And Fisa.
And then this next one, Annie. I still really love Annie. I'm not sure what she's doing here, but she's giving goodnight kisses to David on Instagram. Meanwhile, having a glass of wine as well, because you probably need one.
Yes. Need that
I'm just saying,
relaxation.
right? Like, you're in the storage unit, so like,
Yeah.
you probably want some wine.
I mean, he's probably right next to her too.
Probably.
It's not that big.
Absolutely.
It's not that big.
Right.
Well, she tries to stay active on Instagram,
Yes.
to say
Yes.
the least.
And then this next photo, she looks gorgeous, and she can't wait for the tell on Sunday. Stay strong or done. I think that from the part 2, we're gonna have some shocking stuff happen, because you guys remember seeing the teaser.
Yes.
Yeah. So she's kind of acting like it might not be
It might
Yes.
be the end.
And
Well,
we'll, we'll see crocodile tears from David again.
of course,
So-
of course.
for sure. And then this last one, I'm not sure if we showed it, but I want to say this. We saw Molly in real life. She's gorgeous.
So
Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And she did a Sunday Fun Day. And before I met her in person, I was saying how much she's lost weight. She's glowing. She looks beautiful. And so this photo shows that to me, as well as, in real life. She
Yes.
looks amazing.
yeah,
Yes.
she's so bubbly and like fun to be around. You can
Yes.
just feel that.
She has such a good heart.
Yes, definitely.
And
Such
she
a good
looks great.
Yeah, she looks amazing.
And she might have, well, gotta watch the interview. Watch the interview.
That was a good tease. That was a really good tease.
That was accidental
I was
tease.
like, she has what?
What does she have?
much.
Okay.
And Louise, do you want to talk about Louise?
Not too much. I mean, I haven't really been on Louise's radar since he completely disregarded the show. But we did get to see him on his social media. He's looking nice. He's giving sunglass emojis. So who knows what's really going on with Louise? I feel like there's no telling. He's still such a mystery.
That's going on, that picture.
He's such a mystery, and we may never know.
Is he in Vegas in that picture?
And then we
I
have
don't even
Nicole.
If you go in the comments in that picture, you guys, and go to his Instagram and check, I guess the whole drama with that picture is that he said he got deported and that he's in the DR, and it's all in Spanish. So we're not sure where he is, but he's saying in that photo that he's in the DR and that he's
Yeah.
back in the DR.
And then those like domestic abuse allegations that he made, that was interesting too. So maybe the lying is caught up to him.
Probably.
Actions, your actions.
They'll speak for themselves. And then America's
Sweetheart.
in so many
For
ways.
herself.
Nicole.
Nicole. Are they together?
Yeah, Nicole
Are they
just
not?
recently posted a picture. We don't know really.
Yeah.
Living my life in a positive way. Peace to all. Family first. Interesting.
Interesting.
Family
It's always
first.
the same kind of thing from her as well.
She doesn't want us to see anything negative, like at all. Like, okay, most people don't, but they're pretty open about everything. Even in the tell-all, it was just like trying to like sweep everything negative under the rug and like, oh, but we love each other, blah blah blah.
Yeah, we wanna
okay,
get
Nicole.
past that.
Yes, we see through it. Come on. And then she posted a picture of her and her family. Look at May, her mother, Azen.
His hand is
I'm
situated
so
funny.
happy to be surrounded by such amazing people in my life. Again, hashtag family first.
Yeah.
You know what's so funny? You know when you like take a selfie and it's not the best selfie, but it's a good selfie for you. Do you know what I mean?
But
Like
not
she's
everyone
clearly
else.
looking at her and Azen only because that's not the best angle for her mom.
Mother, nope.
That's a weird hand
That's like a
angle.
Yes,
on the,
definitely.
all of it. I was like, she's like, oh, but I look fresh faced.
Right.
Right. Horrible
Nicole,
picture for everyone else.
And guys, some news for them. They are going to have a spin-off.
Oh yeah.
They're going to have a spin-off. So Nicole and Azen. Spin-off that's going to come after the next tell-all.
Yeah.
So it's a 1 hour special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's airing next Sunday, 8 p.m., 7 Central.
Yes.
I'm feeling like it's a
excited.
wedding.
I'm feeling that
1
way
hour
too. I mean,
special?
they
Wedding?
teased some of it that we got to see, like it looks like shopping for traditional dress and cultural things. So I can't wait. I'm gonna watch.
Well, if you think about it, really, okay, I don't think it'll be a wedding, but what else could it be? That
how
they
I
need a
feel.
whole
I don't know
hour
though, at this
special
point,
for.
what TLC is getting us, like giving us information. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of lost there.
Conflicting.
The producing is amazing, so who knows what it's gonna be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We shall see. And then the last tidbit for news and gossip.
Yeah. So Chantel posted it on her story on Instagram, and I just felt it was very, very fitting. You know, it's gonna flash forward a little bit, but then you'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay, River.
So River,
So they're
doing
good
In My Feelings,
on good terms again. That is
and
so
then
funny.
the office I'm assuming she works
She
at. This guy's got moves. Look at.
Hey,
He might be better than River. Yes,
Yay.
definitely. Okay.
Dr. Stud. Just
And
kidding.
then their cat.
Oh my gosh.
So she's in her feelings.
She's in her feelings.
I want to
yours,
see Pedro
Chantel?
do
Yeah.
the. I want to see Pedro do the challenge.
Right.
Or her. We didn't get to see.
No, we
him.
didn't. The cat, work, and her brother.
Yeah.
Where
that
are
might be
they?
her
Where's
life.
the couple?
Yeah. Well, it was interesting in the tell-all, though. I did write this note that she feels like they've plateaued in their relationship.
And I think that could be a natural phase. You know, sometimes it happens and you have to find ways to combat that and take your relationship to a new level or kind of reassess it. So I don't know. I think probably the honeymoon stage is definitely over and it's time to deal with some reality.
Real
So
life drama.
I'm hoping that we'll see more of them. I do want to know what you guys think, so you can always get in the YouTube comments. Tell us for Chantel who won the In Your Feelings challenge. Was it the cat? You can do an emoji there. Was it the doctor? You can do the doctor emoji if you have it. And then of course River, if you want to do, I don't know.
Some water.
Do the water.
Water.
The river.
Yeah, perfect.
Emoji.
I do want to know who was the best. But speaking of the tell-all, so we are looking forward to part 2. Let's go ahead and get into some predictions, please.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Who's got predictions?
I have a prediction. I think, well, on the preview, we saw Annie basically saying that she's not going to stay. Obviously, I really don't think that's going to happen. Azen and Nicole, I don't see them getting married, even though I know what else can their special really be about. And I think that's pretty much it for me right now.
I think Nicole and Azen are going to get married because I think that's what the whole special is going to be about. I think there's going to be a lot of drama in that special, so who knows. But like we heard from our exclusive interviews, Nicole gets what she wants.
Always.
And she's going to make it happen. This girl wants something, and she's going to bulldoze and get that. And I think also the Anfisa Powell thing is going to get crazy. I think it might get physical. I think it's going to get physical. I think it's going to get physical.
Ooh, good ones. Good predictions. What about you, Linda?
I agree. I think the tell-all part 2 is going to be off the rails. I think that, like Stacey, that it's going to get physical, but it's going to be surprised. We're going to be surprised who gets physical and why. this hour special with Azen and Nicole, I think that I'm going to go with you, Alex. I don't think they're going to get married. I think this whole hour is going to be about the trials and tribulations of finally getting down the aisle. And I think at the last minute, it's like, you know how the Sopranos fade to black when they ended their series? It's going to be like that, fade to black.
So you think he's going to be like a runaway broom? Groom.
I just think that it's not going to happen, and we're not going to really know why.
I don't know. For me, I am holding out. I do hope that it happens. I mean, I can't imagine them giving us a whole hour of the same things that we've seen forever on every show that they've been on TLC. So I am hoping that we get to the wedding. Like I said, in the previews, we got to see her shopping and just kind of being so impressed by the culture and the garments. So it'll be interesting to watch, but I have my fingers crossed. At this point, they might as well get married. I do think for Chantel and Pedro, we'll get to see some decision making in their situation. I really want to get into the families, because they're going to be on. Yeah. So I'm excited to see where do we go from there with them. And then lastly, David and Annie. I don't believe that she's going back to Thailand. She's so invested in her relationship, and she seems to be quote unquote happy with her husband. I know that she's, of course, laid out all these things, ultimatums, but we'll get to see, of course, more of the tears and hopefully a defining moment for them as well. And then I'm hoping, or I don't know if we'll get to see who's going to come back for the next season, if there is going to be a next season, or what is in store for us and how we get to see these couples in the future.
Well, we know that Nicole and Azen are in Morocco. She said that for like a year. She said she was going to stay in Morocco. So who knows if their spin-off's going to
I
like
do
a whole season.
Want to make one more prediction.
Okay.
Luis, we know that he picks up the phone for David, or at least that's how they edited it for the preview. If he does pick up the phone, I really do believe he's going to hang up. The second he realizes that he's on the tell-all, it's over. He's going to hang up.
Why, though? Share his side of the story.
He's done with it.
I think it's because it'll be off guard. Like, hold up, I didn't get to get my lives together. Let me figure this out really quick.
That's the thing. Like, he's unlike George, where he doesn't want to be, like, caught in his lies. You know what I mean? He wants to make it so that Molly looks bad and he can just say everything behind the scenes and then be peace out. Because it takes a really different individual to like lie and then straight to camera lie some more.
No shame.
And
then
then not feel bad about it and not be like, oh no, I'm just lying. Like
George is one of a kind.
Yeah, that takes like I don't know, like I don't want to diagnose him with anything, but that's like different.
Indeed. Who knows?
Right?
Very snow. I agree with you.
I completely agree. 100%. I just don't know what to do with these characters, or they don't know what to do with themselves. Like at all. So we'll see. I mean, there's so much more in store for us. The season has come to an end. This is Tell All Part 1. Next week we'll be back to unpack the Tell All Part 2, and of course the hour with Nicole and Azen. So you guys join us here Wednesday, 7 p.m. live. Until then, I'm all over social media at Keith_Andre. We can cultivate this conversation, and we'll be sure to check out your comments.
Absolutely. Guys, Linda Antwi all across social media. Make sure you check out our exclusive interview that is going to be airing today, 7 p.m. Find us AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. And then you have more questions, hit me up.
And you guys also make sure to comment and let us know if you subscribe. Let us know your thoughts. Also, iTunes, 5 stars. You can find me all over at Hey Alex Bowers.
And I'm Stacey Olives. You guys can find me all over social media at Stacey Olives. And we want to hear from you guys. And we want to hear what you thought about the interview that we're going to give you soon.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yay.
Well, see you later. Thanks for
Bye,
watching.
Guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Bye. See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.